In the anime community, there have been many anime debates and countless of arguments debating over which character goes over who, and one of the most popular debates in anime of all time is the debate between Gojo Satoru and Son Goku, one of the strongest main characters in all the generations of anime, or one of the strongest main characters of our generation. Today, we're gonna try and be unbiased and scale each character with an appropriate scaling, and compare the stats and debunk some arguments and fully give the right scans and the outcome. So please consider leaving a like and subscribing to channel for more future debates on this channel. Now firstly, I am going to skip the scaling and add the very important facts to the fight and jump straight to the main arguments and contradict them, such as one of the main arguments in the debate. Can Goku bypass infinity and touch Gojo? And before I give you the answer to that, we're gonna give a summary of the Limitless. The Limitless, in simple terms, is the ability to naturally bring an infinity into reality, also meaning it allows the user to manipulate space at will. And this is where infinity comes in, and what it does, it surrounds his entire body of infinite space. Kinda like a space barrier, and when one tries to touch or punch him, they basically keep trying punching an endless loop. Think of it as if you're trying to get to the end of an infinite universe but just keep going and you never reach there. The author of Jujutsu Kaisen himself even forced himself to give an explanation on how the Limitless works and explained that Gojo curse technique is like convergent infinite number that appears in Achille and the tortoise, and in human terms of it as like when you're running and at the number 2 spot and someone is distances away from you, but you keep running and the distance remains the same because he keeps going and keeps the distance, and it is the same with Gojo's technique. The more you punch him, the bigger the distance gets, and which is why it is called infinity. You can keep running and running, but the distance can never be covered as long as he is still running. Now you wondering on how Goku would be able to even punch or touch Gojo since it's pointless, right? Well, no. The domain expansion itself can be broken, either through higher output techniques such as the domain expansion and the domain amplification can bypass the infinity, and it's even shown within the battle with Sukuna. And even in his battle with Jogo, and when Jogo asks Gojo that since they're in his more potent domain, that his jujutsu can now work on him, and Gojo says yes. So basically, it means that domain expansions have the power to overpower curse techniques with a low output, meaning to be able to break it. You would be overpowering the output of the technique also in simple terms. It's energy versus energy, and the higher energy with a higher output would win. Meaning if Goku raised his aura, like how he did in his battle versus Hit, and broke through Hit's pocket dimension, the same thing would happen in the Gojo versus Goku fight. And even Sukuna even gives us another way of bypassing it, and it is by targeting existence or space and breaking through it. And this wouldn't be a problem, since Dragon Ball characters like Vegeta, just by powering up, was able to destroy the hyperbolic time chamber, and it even stated that the time chamber itself is a separate dimension and time works differently there and is infinite in size, and an even earlier Dragon Ball Z Gotenks was able to even rip a hole in the chamber. Meaning even a Gotenks in early Dragon Ball would be able to bypass infinity, and Goku in his base form scales much higher than that and would break infinity easily. Now moving on with one of the major arguments in the fight would be that since Gojo has unlimited void, he would easily be able to destroy Goku's brain, right? Well, that could be the case, since it is stated that once one enters the domain expansion, the fight is already over. It said that once you enter, your brain would be filled with countless and infinite amount of information and would basically destroy you, right? Well, since Goku has Ultra Instinct, which gives him the ability to allow his body to move at will, it won't affect his mind all, and would be able to hit Gojo inside his domain, meaning it wouldn't be a problem for him. There is also another small argument which can be considered among the debate, and it affects all the subjects of the matter we listed before this, and many fans argue that since Goku has no cursed energy, he wouldn't be able to even affect Gojo's Limitless. And that is kinda true, because it said you need cursed energy to even fight a domain. And we could look at this in many ways. 1. We choose the most common choice and do verse equalization and say ki equals cursed energy since it's a crossover debate. Or 2. We don't do verse equalization and Gojo walks away with the W, right? Well, no, because like I said earlier, Goku has the ability to break down dimensions and infinity dimensions, and it wouldn't really, because Goku's punches have the power to destroy infinite-size universes within the universe. 7 microcosm, and this is just his base form, not even implying other forms like Ultra Instinct, which have the power to break multiple dimensions and universes and voids and are far beyond that. So within all due respect, I don't think this is even a close debate considering how one-sided this debate is. And Satoru Gojo is really a strong character, but Goku is literally one of the strongest main characters in all of anime, and Gojo was once the strongest in his verse. Well, until he got chopped in half, of course. So to all you Gojo fans, and I mean especially the fangirls, Gojo doesn't beat Goku. Now, before you go and click out of the video, you have probably noticed that our channel hasn't been active for months, and that is due to that researching and planning videos and editing them takes time, which is why we created a fundraising page in which you guys can support us in reaching our goal. And this will not only make the channel more active, it will increase our uploads to daily. And we want to do many crossover debates and scaling characters from DC and Marvel and other fictional characters and make our video quality go higher. So in conclusion, please consider helping within our project to make this channel the king of debates.